ABC News projects California Governor Gavin Newsom will keep his job after winning the fourth ever gubernatorial recall election in U.S. history. 46 candidates were competing to replace Newsom in a recall centered around the governor's handling of the pandemic, on homelessness, and on other issues. ABC News Deputy Political Director Avery Harper joins us now. Avery, this was the most watched political story in recent times because for a while there it looked like a close-run thing. Polls were showing that Newsom might actually lose the recall. So first tell us how he won. How did he come back from those polls? Final margin was pretty comfortable. So what did he do?
Right. Well, there is an argument that this is a reflection of the strength of Trumpism when Trump himself is not on the ballot. That Larry Elder, the Republican frontrunner, that he was such a polarizing figure aligned with Trump that Californians rejected him. And that's very true. But we also need to be mindful of the fact that in California, Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1. And so it's not going to be the case in other states. There's been this argument. We've seen Democrats saying that McCarthy should be scared in terms of the midterms that are coming up in 2022. But in other states, that's not the case. And if you look at the way that exit polls reported how independents voted in this race, 50% of independents voted to recall Governor Newsom. And so this is no indication that Democrats are in stronger position going into 2022 to pick up seats or even to maintain power in the House.
And that is what they were looking for, some sign of hope. And there is some indication in the polls that Latino voters went more against Newsom, as did black voters a little bit, compared with the previous elections. So are there any tea leaves? If it's not an endorsement of the Democrats' idea that Trump is toxic out there in some states, what is the meaning of what we've just seen?
Well, I think if you look at exit poll data from last night's election, you see that Californians, by and large, they support Gavin Newsom's measures as it relates to the pandemic. He saw strong support for some of those COVID-19 health measures. 70% of Californians supporting his mask mandates in schools for students. 63% saying that vaccines are a matter of public health responsibility rather than a personal choice. And so if you are Newsom's team, you should feel strong about that, because you have to remember Republicans used the COVID-19 pandemic and his handling of it as a catalyst to get the ball rolling on this recall. So if you are Gavin Newsom's team, you're feeling pretty confident in that.
And President Biden congratulated Newsom in a statement, saying both Democrat and Republican parts of the state voted no on the recall. Does this victory, do you think, have some specific significance for Biden?
Right. If you look at that statement from the president, he also indicated as well that the governor and that the president, that they share an approach when it comes to the handling of the pandemic, that they both support strong vaccine requirements, that they both support mask mandates as it relates to school and reopening schools. And so if you're the president, you might feel as though a little more of the country is on your side when it comes to the handling of the pandemic. But again, this is a very big country, and other parts of the country are not necessarily feeling in the same ways.
And Avery, we heard even before the counting of the votes began, even before people were voting in person, the Republican Larry Elder and the former President Donald Trump saying this election was rigged, like it's the go-to move for Republicans now. They only accept elections that they win. But afterwards, Larry Elder kind of backed away. He acknowledged defeat. He said the word defeat. But I wonder, what do we learn about this malign trend to reject any election that Republicans don't win? What is that past us now because he had to back away and because this was such a thumping?
Right. Well, I think with Larry Elder, in his case, you saw him kind of try to cast doubt over election results. He wouldn't say whether he would accept the results of the election. Quickly, that turned out to all be bluster. We saw him say to the crowd that was gathered at his election night event that they should be gracious in defeat. Yes, this is a very serious thing when you see Republican often folks coming out and casting doubt over the integrity of elections before a single vote is counted. And I think that's something that Democrats in the state of California are going to be looking at. And I think it's something that elections officials are going to have to continue to speak out about in terms of baseless claims of fraud.
And it also serves to depress mail-in turnout among Republicans because they're being told by their leaders you can't trust that system. It seems counterproductive if you're a Republican. Anyway, Avery Harper, thanks very much for that as always.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.